Today on Most Buffalo, Pride Month is officially underway with a long list of ways to celebrate right here in Western New York. One festival in Buffalo is focusing on LGBTQ+ youth. And Buffalo's Juneteenth celebration, well, it's going big for its 50th year with events, education, and community pride on display. And with the temperatures rising, a new night market is looking to showcase some of Western New York's best talent this summer. Most Buffalo starts right now. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us and welcome to Most Buffalo. I'm Courtney Cortright. We'll have all of those stories coming up. But first, we are celebrating a big birthday. Old Fort Niagara's French Castle is turning 300 years old. Yeah, you heard that right. 300. Built in 1726, the French castle has stood guard over the mouth of the Niagara River, witnessing 3 centuries of history. And there are some special events planned, of course, throughout the spring and summer. But the main event is this weekend with a rededication and a reenactment. Here to tell us more about that is Executive Director at Old Fort Niagara, Bob Emerson. Bob, thank you so much for joining us today from Most Buffalo.
I appreciate the invitation.
Yeah, you know, I just said it to you. We always know summer and June kind of comes around when it's here. Old Fort Niagara prepares for this, right? It's a popular event. What are we doing here?
Right, and this is special because it's the 300th. So in 1726, on June 8th, of that year, the French landed at the mouth of the Niagara River and they started building the French castle. So we're commemorating that. We have a live reenactment of the landing. The sailing vessel that's bringing in the troops is the USS Tripp, recently constructed by the Buffalo Maritime Center. We're going to reenact that. We have Haudenosaunee dancers who will be sharing song and dance from the people who lived here before the French arrived. We have the rededication ceremony at 2 o'clock. We have a lot of dignitaries, including the Consul General of France. We have the President of the Seneca Nation attending, and elected officials. So we'll be commemorating that 300th officially at 2 o'clock. But we have activities going on all day.
Yeah, a long list of activities, right? When we talk about 300 years, just to say 300 years, there's so much that happens in between those years, right? So what does it mean to be able to mark 300 years?
Well, the French castle is the oldest building in the entire Great Lakes Basin, and it's been through many incidents over the years. It's been involved in several conflicts. The British captured it from the French in 1759. British held it through the Revolutionary War, and then the United States gets it in 1796. British capture it back in the War of 1812, and it came to the U.S. at the end of that conflict. So it's changed hands a lot of times in its history.
You know, to be able to open up and say, you know, invite the community in. So how is this helping people kind of step back in time in an interactive way?
Well, we use a lot of living history techniques to bring history alive for people, and that goes for everyone from school kids to senior citizens. It's really a multi-sensory experience when you can see the sights and hear the sounds and sometimes even smell the wood smoke that we use for cooking fires. So it makes history more tangible, more immersive than just reading about it in a book.
And this is happening on June 5th. That starts on June 5th, right? And this goes for a couple of days, if I'm correct?
June 5th is a school day where we have a couple hundred school children coming in to experience the early 18th century. And then Saturday is the big day with all of the reenactments and the dedication ceremonies and artillery salutes and music and all that good stuff. And then Sunday we have some special tours of the fort to to wrap up the weekend.
Yeah, what time does this all take place? I know there are a lot of dates here.
Yeah, the Saturday programs start at 10 and wrap up around 4 p.m. But if you're coming, you want to make sure you're there by 11 to watch the reenactment of the landing, and you want to be there at 2 o'clock for the dedication.
Really good advice. We have about 30 seconds left. Anything else that you think I missed that you want to add?
Well, a lot of people from this area, they come to Fort Niagara in 4th grade and then they don't come back. So we're inviting everybody back to see what's changed. A lot has changed. We've added a lot of new things, new exhibits, new programs. So come on back and see us.
And hopefully you have beautiful weather like we do today, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Crossing our fingers. Thanks so much, Bob, for joining us for Most Buffalo today. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Western New York after their cruise ship docked along the Buffalo waterfront. It was a moment for the history books. We were just talking about history, right? It's the first time in decades a cruise ship has made a stop in the city. Two on your sides, Chelsea Swift catching up with some of the people visiting this area for their very first time.
Incredibly welcoming. Everybody's been really nice and telling us if you don't have to see everything this time, come back, visit us again.
Daria and Agnes from Montgomery, Alabama, is one of the 130 American Patriot cruise ship passengers exploring Western New York. She says both Niagara Falls and the AKG Art Museum exceeded her expectations.
It's beautiful. It's really done well, and our docent is superb. It's amazing to me. Before we were here, we were in Rochester, and everybody there was talking up Rochester, and over here, everybody's talking up Buffalo. It sounds like the native New Yorkers love their cities, and that's really nice to see.
Another visitor, Beverly Evans from Mississippi, says she has always wanted to see the falls. She says she would love to come back to New York State.
I guess I had the image of New York City and thought everything was like that, but it's beautiful. We started in Syracuse, and then where we've sailed, Lake Ontario and everything, just really nice.
And it's not just vacationers enjoying their time here. We spoke with one American Cruise Line employee who says he can't wait to come back to Buffalo.
It was just wonderful. We have just felt so welcomed, and I'm looking forward to coming back. I'll be on this same itinerary for a few weeks.
On your side, Chelsea Swift, Channel 2 News.
And there it is again, Western New Yorkers waving goodbye to the American Patriot cruise ship. It left the Erie Basin Marina on Saturday. Organizers say visitors were able to see what Western New York has to offer. They also enjoyed this beautiful dry stretch of weather that encouraged them to make a return visit.
Everybody has been so positive, very excited about coming to Buffalo. They obviously never thought that they would make a trip to Buffalo, but they're checking off some bucket list things like going to Niagara Falls, going to our great architecture, our great arts and culture with the AKG. So they've had a really good experience here in Buffalo, and they've enjoyed it. And we couldn't ask for better weather.
This was the first of 7 cruises that will dock in Buffalo this year. And today marks the start of Pride Month with a long list of events planned all over Western New York. Growing LGBTQ+ Youth Support, or GLYS, is hosting a family-friendly Pride Festival at Bayville in Buffalo on June 7th. One of the goals is to make sure everyone feels safe, supported, and affirmed. Joining us now to talk more about that is the Executive Director of GLYS Western New York and Pride Center of Western New York, Jack Kavanaugh. Thank you so much for joining us today for Most Buffalo.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So we have a lot to talk about because there's so much going on, but Pride Month is obviously here. So many ways that people are recognizing the month. Like I said, know that there's a lot of events planned, but let's just start with what's happening on June 7th, that Pride Alive event.
Yeah, so this is I think the second year we've done it at Bayville. We did it a couple times before that, but really it's an opportunity to make sure there's a safe place for youth, families, young people to come together after the parade and engage in the community, be part of the larger community, and really just feel connected in a really safe and affirming place that's made just for young people and youth and families.
Yeah, and you know, why is that so important to be able to have that inclusive space that the community can really just all share?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the, I think, my favorite things about Pride in general is that it's an opportunity for every pocket and segment of our community to come together in their own way. And one of the things that we want to make sure is that there's safe places for everyone to be able to go to and feel like they can show up and live safely. And so some people are gonna, be at the parade, they might hit the bars afterwards, but for our young people and families, we wanted to make sure there was a really, safe place where they could go, but still feel like they're part of a larger community, a larger world that they can really connect with. And that's what's so important, I think, for this, is that they can feel like they're part of a larger community.
Yeah, and I do want to mention what services and support does the center offer, does GLYS offer? Talk to me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So our youth programs are housed at our office at 741 Main. So we run a drop-in center for youth 13 to 17 after school Tuesdays and Thursdays. We also have support groups for parents and families and a number of other different social groups, activities, and supports. And then at the Pride Center, which is our adult-focused programming, is where we have community health workers to provide resources for housing. We also have drop-in programming. People can come and just sort of get social support, as well as HIV testing as well, to make sure everyone's as healthy and safe as possible.
Yeah, and we know Pride Month is obviously observed in June. It's June 1st. The message of inclusion and support, it extends way beyond a single month, right? Let's talk a little bit about the importance of that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always important for us to remind everyone that there's an LGBTQ community 12 months a year, not just one. Although we do love having Pride is such a momentous opportunity for us as a community, but right now things are not great in a lot of parts of the country for LGBTQ folks. We're having a lot of people move to New York, particularly Western New York, from other states for access to our resources, safety, things like that. And so being able to show up here now and really the rest of the year is so critical. And one of the reasons people are moving here is because Western New York and Buffalo is such a safe and affirming place for LGBTQ people.
Yeah, and just to say that, how does that make you feel that, you are also the center and everybody is providing a place for people to feel welcomed and have that safe space to share those conversations? Yeah,
absolutely. It's a huge, I think, privilege of my life to be able to do the work that I do every day. But, we have a great staff, about 20 of us across both organizations, really spending all day, every day, just trying to do what we can to make sure Western New York stays as safe, comfortable, and affirming for LGBTQ folks.
All right, Jack, thank you so much for joining us for Most Buffalo and for the important work that you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga.
All right, and Asbury Hall at Bayville was full of energy Saturday in downtown Buffalo. The Buffalo Gay Men's Chorus hosting an Ode to the Icons concert. Organizers say the show was filled with celebration, joy, reflection, and connection. There was also special guest appearances here from drag queens Mrs. Kasha Davis and Cynthia Lee Fontaine, bringing more flair and excitement. And there is so much more to come on Most Buffalo. We are celebrating a major milestone for the Buffalo Juneteenth celebration. How organizers are marking this year and how they're making this year's events even more exciting as they mark 5 decades of history, culture, and unity. This year marks a major milestone for Buffalo's Juneteenth as the celebration turns 50 years old. This year's theme is honoring the past, serving the present, inspiring the future. Organizers are preparing for weeks of events, honoring freedom, culture, and community, while also looking ahead to the next generations through expanded youth programs and also volunteer opportunities. So joining us now to talk a little bit more about this historic anniversary and what's planned for this year's celebration is Patrick Cray Sr. with the Juneteenth Parade Committee and Chola Clark, who is serving as the Youth Empowerment Zone Chair on that committee as well. So both board members. Thanks so much for being here, both of you.
Yes, thanks for having us.
This marks 50 years. I think I've said it a couple of times. When we talk about 50 years, what does a milestone like that mean to this community, to communities around our nation?
It means a great deal. I mean, 50 years, like you said, we're celebrating and honoring our elders and the founders and just want to inspire our youth to continue that volunteer work.
Yeah, and how do we carry this tradition forward with younger generations or generations to come or generations now, right?
Well, Courtney, what we have to do is just continue to focus on our youth so that we can carry that torch. I mean, we're carrying the torch now. I still feel a little young at my old age, but then our youth are standing back watching us. Yeah. And so if we can stand forward and hold that torch with dignity and honor, those youth can see us. We can appear as mentors and leaders in the community so they can say, well, I can do that. Yeah. Right. It's not an impossible task.
Yeah, it's a beautiful message. We have a lot going on for Juneteenth, marking the milestone. Talk to us a little bit. I know there's a long list of events. Talk to us a little bit about some of the events that we have planned.
Well, I'll jump in with the first one that's coming up with the introduction of Juneteenth, and that is the week before. The first week we do have our 2-mile run, and that is in MLK Park. Martin Luther King Jr. Park is right behind the Science Museum. And we're inviting runners to come out and, get healthy, run 2 miles. It's a short 2 mile. And, you may qualify for a award or certificate. There's a health fair involved also. So we invite our healthcare practitioners to come out and learn about our community, health, better health, walking, eating better, sleeping better. and loving life.
Now, Shola, I want to ask you, the festival
Yes.
obviously is a big part of this too.
Absolutely.
It's grown over the past 50 years. What can people expect this year? What do we have planned for this year?
So this year we have planned the Youth Empowerment Zone, which will be new to the Juneteenth Festival. And so we want to just bring out the youth and their families. We're inviting youth and their families to come out and join us. We'll have some workforce opportunities. They'll be able to connect with different organizations such as the Workforce Training Center, Northland, Best Self. We want to focus on just inspiring our youth. Also want to make them, build them up to be leaders. Because like Pat mentioned, we need them to carry the torch 50 years forward. So we just want to focus on them this year.
Yeah, they can be a part of that history to keep going
Absolutely,
and going, correct?
Yes.
We walk in the Juneteenth parade each and every year. It is so much fun, and you can really feel that sense of community out there. For, people who are just tuning in, give us some of the other details of, times for the event, for the 2-mile walk,
Yes.
Things like that.
Well, for the 2-mile walk, we start at 9 o'clock on Saturday the 6th, right behind the Science Museum. It's a short run because it's a unique run by it being 2 miles. So be there at 9 o'clock, we'll fire the gun. You do 2 laps around, you get some snacks afterwards. And since this is only our 2nd year, so Courtney, you just may win yourself an award for being first in your age group. Okay?
There you go, yeah. I got to carry the torch now to somebody else, right?
Right.
Is there anything else that you think I missed, either Shola or Patrick, about the festival, about commemorating this special moment?
Yes, the parade is on June 13th at Moselle and Genesee Street, approximately. We start promptly at 10 o'clock. We are moving at 10 o'clock, and we're moving the 1 1/4 mile distance to the end. And it is a moving parade, so everyone listening should understand this is a moving parade. And we will entertain every guest that is along the street. Everyone is welcome. And it is a family event, so we like for the entire family from Buffalo and the outskirts.
Yes.
Come on and enjoy the parade with us.
Well, thank
Absolutely.
you both so
Yeah,
much.
so we invite everyone, all communities, people of all races, ethnicities, and backgrounds. We welcome the whole city to come out and join us for Juneteenth's 50th anniversary, and especially our youth and their families.
Thank you guys so much for joining us from
Thank
Buffalo.
you.
Courtney, thank you.
And we'll be right back. Buffalo's summer season is heating up, and a new downtown destination is looking to showcase some of Western New York's best local talent. The Yard at Perry is now looking for food vendors, artisans, makers, and other small businesses to take part in its outdoor night market. The market is planning a soft opening on its 12-week season on June 12th. 12-week? June 12th. That's easy to remember, right?
Yeah.
Here to tell us more is Jillian Canan. Thank you so much for joining us today for Most Buffalo.
Thanks for having me.
So what is going to be happening here at the Yard at Perry?
So if you're familiar with us, we normally do the Buffalo Holiday Market, and we're looking to branch out and do a nighttime market during the summer with all of our amazing local vendors.
So what does that entail? Because I know there's probably a lot of planning that goes into this. I know you've planned obviously a lot of events. So what goes into this event?
So we're looking for new artisans to join us, food vendors, music, nightlife, fun, family friendly.
If somebody comes down, what experience are they going to see? Kind of walk me through what are we kind of thinking for the first night and the 12-week season, right?
Yeah, so it's downtown. We're in a parking lot. We have some of our chalets there, and then we have some new pieces that we've added that are shipping container style that the vendors will be in. We're looking to have all of those Instagrammy foods that people love with lots of photo ops, nightlife, and something new for everyone.
So you talked about this a little. You're putting out a call for vendors, makers, chefs, small businesses, is that right?
Yeah, so we're doing something a little bit different this year, and we're limiting it to one vendor per category, and we have that all broken out on the website. So if you fit any of those categories, you can join us.
Yeah, so they fill this out on the website. Is there anything else that these vendors can join? Can anybody just show up? What are we looking for? Obviously local talent, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, anybody.
Yeah.
For people who want to come, there's a lot of activities that are going to be here. What goes into kind of selecting those? I'm sure there's a design process in there, right?
Yeah, just looking for new and different things that people are looking to do within the city and showcasing the people that make Buffalo so wonderful.
Yeah, so it might sound like an easy question, but also a hard question. What is different from this market than other pop-up markets that kind of come around? Because I know that you've planned so much of the other markets too.
Yeah, so really the different foods and stuff like that, and the vendors will be with us for the full 12 weeks for the food vendors, and then the rotating vendors throughout the week, and then music is something new that we're going to be adding.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is obviously new.
Yes.
We keep saying it's new, right? So when we think about it, how did this concept come up? How did this idea get started? Who started it?
My business partner, Colleen, we were just looking for something fun and different to do throughout the summer. We have our standard chalets that we use for the holiday market year round, and just trying to capitalize on the nightlife in Buffalo.
Yeah, so if viewers are just joining us, kind of walk us through real quick the general details of what's happening at the Art at Perry.
So it's a 12-week summer series. We'll be there Wednesday through Sunday, 5 to 11 downtown, and it's fun, family friendly.
And June, when is
June
the
12th.
June 12th?
Yep, and we'll
then
run until August.
Perfect,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much, Jillian, for
Thank
meeting us today for Most Buffalo and letting us know about this new night market.
Thanks for having me.
Our Lady of Victory National Shrine and Basilica is a historic landmark in Western New York. It welcomes more than 250,000 people a year. Yesterday marked the end of a 5-year centennial celebration and 100 years of the Basilica's consecration. A special mass, you see it right there, was held to honor those milestones. The Basilica was blessed again as church leaders now look ahead to the next 100 years.
It's an experience for people to come and just to thank God that 100 years later, it's refurbished, it's going strong, and now we're ready for the next generation to keep it going for the next 100 years.
So here's looking to the future. So looking to the future, La Puma says they are in the process of finishing the copper dome. That includes the cupola that should be finished sometime next year. He also says they'll be doing some other renovations as well, including a welcome plaza in the back to welcome parishioners in. But before we go, here's a look at what's coming up this week on Most Buffalo. On Thursday, we are going to be getting you ready for festival season. We'll be joined by organizers of this weekend's Buffalo Greek Festival, plus a preview of the Allentown Art Festival happening June 13th and 14th. We will also talk with Sweet Buffalo and Richmond Vana LLC as they gear up for their bike giveaways for local families in need. So lots in store this week on Most Buffalo. And we thank you for joining us today for Most Buffalo. Kelly Dudzik will see you back here live on Thursday. And you can always watch Most Buffalo right here on WGRZ+. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.